Christmas dinner. 23 people around the table. Laughter, wine flowing, expensive china gleaming under crystal chandeliers. And then Mom stands up with a stack of beautifully wrapped gifts. Red ribbons, gold bows, perfect corners. She calls names one by one. Sarah, Michael, Uncle Tom, Aunt Linda, Jessica, David. Everyone gets something. Envelopes, jewelry boxes, small wrapped packages. Everyone except Emily. Emily sits there, frozen in her chair, as 22 pairs of eyes dart away from her. Some stare at their plates, others suddenly find their wine glasses fascinating. Her hands are empty, her throat is tight, her heart completely shattered. But what happened 2 weeks later would make every single one of them wish, no, beg, that they'd never agreed to what Mom did that night. Before we dive into Emily's story, if you love dramatic, real-life stories with twists you never see coming, hit that subscribe button right now. This one's going to blow your mind. Let me take you back 6 months before that Christmas dinner, back when Emily Harper thought she had everything figured out. Emily is 32 years old, sharp, driven, the kind of woman who wakes up at 5 a.m. to run 5 miles before her first conference call. She's a senior financial analyst at Morrison & Blake, one of the top investment firms in Manhattan. She's not just good at her job, she's exceptional, the kind of employee who spots problems 3 quarters before they happen, the kind of daughter who never missed a birthday, never forgot to call, never said no when family needed something. Her apartment's in Tribeca, modest by New York standards, but she paid for it herself. Every single dollar. No family money, no trust fund, just 70-hour work weeks and a brain that could calculate risk faster than most computers. And here's the thing about Emily that made her different from everyone else in her family. She actually loved him, genuinely, despite everything. Her oldest sister, Sarah, 35, married to a hedge fund manager, living in a townhouse in the Upper East Side that cost more than most people make in a lifetime. Sarah hadn't worked a real job in 7 years. She spent her days at Pilates, lunch with the girls, and redecorating rooms she'd just redecorated 6 months ago. Her younger brother, Michael, 28 and still figuring himself out, which was code for bouncing between failed startups and asking Dad for money. He'd gone through 3 business ventures in 2 years, a craft beer bar that closed in 8 months, a tech app nobody downloaded, and most recently, a luxury dog walking service for Manhattan's elite that somehow lost money even though he charged $200 per walk. But Emily never asked for anything. She showed up. She listened. She helped Sarah pick out furniture. She reviewed Michael's business plans even though she knew they'd fail. She had Sunday dinners with Mom and Dad at their estate in Connecticut. She played the role of perfect daughter, perfect sister, perfect family member. And then, 6 months before that Christmas dinner, everything changed. It's a Tuesday evening in June. Emily's in her apartment, laptop open, reviewing quarterly reports for a client meeting the next morning. Her phone buzzes. Mom. Emily, sweetheart, do you have a minute? Emily always has a minute for Mom. That's who she is. Of course. What's going on? There's a pause, a long one, the kind that makes your stomach drop even before words are spoken. It's your father. Emily's fingers stop moving on the keyboard. What about Dad? We're having some financial difficulties, honey. Financial difficulties? From the woman who drives a Range Rover and has a house in the Hamptons they use twice a year. What kind of difficulties? Her mother's voice gets smaller, tighter. His investments. Some of them went very wrong. We've lost quite a bit, Emily. Your father's been trying to fix it, but the market, the economy, everything's been working against us. We might have to sell the Connecticut house. Emily's first instinct? How much do you need? Because that's what Emily does. She fixes things. She solves problems. Oh, sweetheart, we couldn't ask you for it. Mom, how much? Another pause. $250,000 would help us restructure some things, buy us some time. But Emily, we pay you back, every penny, with interest. Your father just needs a few months to. I'll transfer it tomorrow. Emily, are you sure? That's your savings. You're my parents. Of course I'm sure. That night, Emily lies in bed staring at the ceiling. $250,000. It's most of her savings, years of careful planning, her down payment fund for a bigger apartment, her security, her safety net. But they're her parents. They raised her. They paid for her college. They were there when she graduated top of her class. This is what family does. She transfers the money the next morning, all of it. No contract, no written agreement, just trust. Her father calls her that evening. His voice is thick with emotion. Emily, I don't know what to say. You've saved us. I promise you, sweetheart, we'll pay you back. 6 months, maybe sooner. You're the best daughter a man could ask for. Emily goes to sleep that night feeling good, feeling like she did the right thing, like this is what family is supposed to be. She has no idea she just made the biggest mistake of her life. 3 months pass. June becomes July, becomes August, becomes September. Emily doesn't ask about the money. That would be rude. That would be treating her parents like debtors instead of family. She trusts them. They said 6 months. She can wait 6 months. But something starts to shift. Something subtle. Something she can't quite name. Sunday dinners continue, but the conversation feels different. Her mother's laughter sounds forced. Her father avoids eye contact. Sarah and Michael are there too, of course, always there for the free meal. And they seem normal. Too normal. Like nothing in the world is wrong. In October, Emily sees something that makes her stomach turn. She's scrolling through Instagram, something she rarely does, and there's Sarah's latest post. Her sister and her husband on a yacht. Not just any yacht, a massive, gleaming white yacht off the coast of Monaco. The caption reads, "Celebrating new beginnings, so grateful, champagne." New beginnings. Emily stares at the photo. Sarah's wearing a dress that costs more than Emily's monthly rent. Her husband is holding a bottle of champagne that probably costs more than the dress. She tells herself it's fine. Maybe Sarah's husband got a bonus. Maybe they'd been planning this trip for months. Maybe it has nothing to do with anything. But the knot in her stomach doesn't go away. 2 weeks later, Michael posts a photo standing in front of a brand new Tesla, midnight blue, custom interior, the works. Caption, "Dream car acquired, hard work pays off." Hard work? Michael? The same Michael who'd asked Emily to review his pitch deck just 4 months ago because his third business had collapsed? Emily's hands shake as she holds her phone. Something's wrong. Something very wrong. She calls her mother. "Hey, Mom, just checking in on, the loan. How's Dad doing with everything?" "Oh, sweetheart, your father's handling it. These things take time, The market's been so unpredictable, but we're getting there. Don't you worry about it." Don't worry about it. $250,000, and she shouldn't worry about it? Is there a timeline? I'm not trying to pressure anyone. Emily, her mother's voice gets sharp, cold. "We said we'd pay you back, and we will. Your father and I don't appreciate being questioned like we're some kind of criminals. We're your parents." Emily feels like she's been slapped through the phone. "Mom, I'm not questioning you. I just wanted to know. We'll talk about this later. I have to go." Click. Emily sits in her apartment, phone in hand, feeling like the floor just dropped out from under her. What just happened? Why did asking a simple question about her own money make her the bad guy? That night, she barely sleeps. Her mind races. The yacht, the Tesla, her mother's ice-cold voice, her father's avoidance, the way Sarah and Michael act like everything's perfect. And then, lying there at 3 a.m., a horrible thought creeps in. A thought she immediately pushes away because it's too awful, too unthinkable. But it comes back, again and again. What if there never were financial difficulties? What if... No, she tells herself. These are her parents, her family. They wouldn't. They couldn't. But the thought doesn't leave. It moves into her mind and sets up camp. And every day, it gets a little louder. December 23rd. The Connecticut house, the one they said they might have to sell, is decorated like something out of a magazine. 14-foot Christmas tree, lights everywhere, catered food, a bartender mixing drinks in the corner. Emily arrives at 6 p.m. She's brought gifts for everyone, just like she does every year. She's wrapped them carefully. She's written personal notes in each card. The house is full, not just immediate family, aunts, uncles, cousins, her mother's sister, Linda, who Emily hasn't seen in 2 years, her father's brother, Tom, and his new wife, Sarah and her husband, Michael and his girlfriend of 3 months, 23 people in total. Emily walks in, and something feels off immediately. The energy is wrong. People hug her, but the hugs feel performative, stiff. Her mother kisses her cheek, but her eyes don't match her smile. "Emily, so glad you could make it." As if Emily would ever miss Christmas dinner. As if she hasn't come to every single family event for 32 years. Dinner is elaborate. Prime rib, lobster, wine that costs more per bottle than Emily's weekly grocery budget. Everyone's laughing, telling stories, pretending everything is perfect. Emily sits next to her cousin Jessica, who she used to be close with as kids. They make small talk. Jessica mentions she just bought a new car. Uncle Tom talks about his investment properties. Aunt Linda won't stop bragging about her recent kitchen renovation. And Emily sits there, smiling, nodding, feeling like she's watching a play where everyone knows their lines except her. Then dessert comes, and her mother stands up. "Everyone, if I could have your attention." Her mother's voice rings out over the table. She's holding a stack of wrapped gifts, beautiful paper, professional bows, at least 20 of them. Emily's heart does a strange little flutter. Oh, gifts, how nice. "I wanted to do something special this year," her mother continues, "because family is everything, and I'm so grateful for all of you. So I have a little something for each of you." She starts calling names. "Sarah." Sarah squeals with delight, opening an envelope. "Oh my God, Mom, a spa weekend in Switzerland?" "Michael." Michael gets an envelope too. "No way. Concert tickets, VIP passes to Coachella? Mom, this is insane." "Tom." Uncle Tom gets a bottle of whiskey, expensive, rare. He holds it up like it's a trophy. "Linda." Aunt Linda gets jewelry. She gasps, actually gasps. Jessica, her cousin, gets an envelope. "A weekend in Paris? Are you serious?" One by one, her mother hands out gifts, experiences, luxury items, envelopes thick with what are clearly tickets or gift certificates. Emily watches, waiting. Her name will come. Of course her name will come. 15 people, 16, 17, 18. Emily's smile is frozen on her face. Her hands are folded in her lap. Under the table, her fingernails dig into her palms. 19, 20, 21, 22. And then her mother sits down. The stack of gifts is gone, all of them distributed. Emily sits there, hands empty, face burning. The entire table has gone quiet, that awful, suffocating quiet, where everyone knows something terrible just happened, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. She looks around. Her father won't meet her eyes. Sarah is staring at her gift. Michael suddenly finds his phone very interesting. Jessica looks uncomfortable. Aunt Linda takes a long sip of wine. Emily's mother picks up her fork. "Well, let's enjoy dessert." And just like that, everyone starts eating again, talking again, laughing again, as if nothing happened, as if Emily isn't sitting there, the only person at a table of 23 without a gift, feeling like she's been erased. She makes it through dessert, somehow. She doesn't taste a single bite. She smiles, she nods, she plays along with the charade. When dinner ends, people start leaving. Emily helps clean up because, of course she does, and as she's carrying plates to the kitchen, she passes her father's study. The door is cracked open. She can hear voices, her mother, her father, Sarah, Michael. She shouldn't listen. She knows she shouldn't, but her feet stop moving. It had to be done. That's her mother's voice. "Are you sure she won't figure it out?" Sarah's voice, worried. "She already suspects. You saw her face tonight." Michael. "She's too proud to ask, and if she does, well, what can she do? There's no contract, no proof. It's family money. We can do what we want with it." "She gave you $250,000, Dad." That's Sarah again.
Doesn't that mean something? She makes good money. She'll recover. Besides, we've given her everything her whole life. She owes us this. Emily's knees almost buckled. She has to grab the doorframe to stay upright. The gifts tonight were a nice touch, Margaret. Her father addressing her mother, making it clear where she stands. She needed to learn that family doesn't work like a business transaction. I thought it might be too harsh. Her mother's voice, almost regretful. Almost. No, her father again. She needed to know. This way, she'll think twice before asking about the money again. And if she does, well, we'll just remind her that she's her parents. That should be enough. Emily backs away from the door, slowly, quietly. Her entire body is shaking. She walks to the front door, grabs her coat. Nobody stops her. Nobody says goodbye. She drives home in complete silence. No music, no radio, just the sound of her own breathing and the hum of the highway. When she gets to her apartment, she sits on her couch in the dark. And for the first time in her entire adult life, Emily Harper cries. Really cries. The kind of crying that comes from somewhere deep and primal. The kind that shakes your whole body. The kind that leaves you empty. But somewhere between the tears and the gasping breaths, something else grows. Something cold. Something sharp. Something that will change everything.
Emily doesn't sleep that night. She sits at her kitchen table with a notebook, a pen, and her laptop. Her mind is eerily clear now. The tears are gone. What's left is something harder, something that tastes like steel. She starts writing. Everything. Every dollar she's ever given her family. Every favor. Every time she stayed late to help Sarah plan a party. Every business plan she reviewed for Michael. Every Sunday dinner. Every birthday. Every holiday. Then she opens her banking app. She has copies of everything. The transfer of $250,000. The date. The memo. For Mom and Dad. Loan. Loan. Not gift. Loan. She starts searching. Real estate records, public databases, social media posts, news articles, financial filings. She has access to tools through her job, tools that can uncover things most people don't know exist. What she finds makes her blood run cold. Her father never had financial trouble, not even close. In fact, 3 weeks after Emily transferred the money, her parents closed on a vacation property in Vermont, all cash, $180,000. 2 months after that, Sarah and her husband bought a new summer home in the Hamptons. Down payment, $100,000. Emily finds the mortgage filing, and right there in the documentation, a gift letter from her parents. $100,000. Not a loan, a gift. Michael's Kessler, also a gift for Mom and Dad. $75,000. She finds the registration, the title, everything. Emily sits back in her chair. Her hands are shaking, but not from sadness, from rage. Pure, crystallized rage. They didn't need her money. They wanted it. They took it from her, then gave it to her siblings. They used her trust, her love, her loyalty. And when she had the audacity to ask about it, they punished her, publicly, at Christmas, in front of the entire family. For 3 days, Emily doesn't answer any calls from her family. Not her mother's, not Sarah's just checking in text, not Michael's random meme he sends like nothing happened. She goes to work, she does her job, she smiles at colleagues, and every night she comes home and she plans. See, Emily's specialty: finances, investments, risk assessment. She knows how money works, how it flows, how to track it, how to trace it, how to weaponize it. And her family? They have no idea what she's capable of. On December 27th, Emily makes a phone call, not to her family, to an attorney, a good one, the kind who specializes in family law and financial disputes. "I need to sue my parents," she says, her voice steady, "for $250,000 plus interest, and I have documentation for everything." The attorney is quiet for a moment. "Miss Harper, family lawsuits they're incredibly difficult, emotionally and legally. Are you absolutely certain?" "I've never been more certain of anything in my life."
May I ask what happened? Emily tells the story, all of it. The attorney listens without interrupting. When she finishes, there's a long pause. Miss Harper, I have to be honest with you. This is one of the most clear-cut cases I've seen in 20 years. You have documentation. You labeled it as a loan. You can prove they had the assets to pay you back and chose not to. You can prove they used your money for luxury purchases for your siblings. This won't just be a lawsuit. This is going to devastate them. Good, Emily says. Her voice is ice. Let it. She files the lawsuit on December 28th, but she doesn't just stop there. Remember those tools she has access to through her job? She uses them, legally, carefully, methodically. She discovers her father's investment firm has been making some questionable trades. Nothing illegal yet, but borderline, very borderline. She documents everything, and she sends an anonymous tip to the SEC. Just information, just facts. Let them investigate. She discovers her siblings' hedge funds reported returns that don't quite match their actual performance. Again, she documents. Again, she sends information to the relevant authorities. She discovers that Michael's failed business losses on his taxes, but his parents had given him the money for those businesses. You can't claim business losses on money that was gifted to you. That's fraud. She documents it. She doesn't report it yet, but she has it. Ready. Waiting. Emily isn't doing anything illegal. She's just organizing information, public information, facts, numbers, truth. But truth, when compiled by someone who knows exactly where to look and what to look for, truth can be absolutely devastating.
The lawsuit hits the family like a nuclear bomb. Her mother calls first, screaming, actually screaming. "How dare you? How dare you do this to your own family? You ungrateful, selfish—" Emily hangs up, blocks the number. Her father calls from his office. His voice is shaking. "Emily, please, we can work this out. Don't do this. Think about what this will do to the family. Think about your mother." "I did think about it, Dad. I thought about it while I sat at Christmas dinner and watched you give gifts to 22 people except me. I thought about it while I heard you say I owed you that money. I thought about it a lot, actually." "Emily, I never meant—" "Yes, you did. You meant every word, and now you're going to pay every dollar, with interest. See you in court, Dad." She hangs up, blocks that number too. Sarah sends a long text, pages of it, about how Emily is tearing the family apart, about how money shouldn't matter more than family, about how she's being vindictive and cruel, and this isn't who she is. Emily reads it once, then responds with just 6 words. "You got $100,000 of my money." Sarah doesn't respond. Michael tries a different approach. He shows up at her apartment building. The doorman calls up. "Miss Harper, there's a Michael Harper here to see you." "Tell him I'm not home." "But, Miss Harper, he says it's urgent, family emergency." "Tell him I don't have a family anymore." But the nuclear bomb? That's just the beginning. The real devastation starts 2 weeks into January. The SEC launches an investigation into her father's firm. It's all over the financial news. Colleagues at Emily's work whisper about it. She says nothing. She knows nothing. She's just the daughter who's suing her parents. That's all anyone needs to know. The investigation into Sarah's husband's hedge fund starts quietly, but in their circles, in the world of Manhattan wealth where reputation is everything, whispers start. Investors start asking questions. Money starts moving away. And Michael? The IRS sends him a letter. Audit notice. Random selection. Just routine. Except it's not random at all. Emily's attorney calls her in late January. "Ms. Harper, I need to tell you something. Your parents' attorney reached out. They want to settle." "For how much?" "The full amount, plus interest, plus your legal fees. They want this to go away." Emily is silent for a long moment. "Tell them no." "Excuse me?" "I want my day in court. I want every detail on public record. I want everyone to know exactly what they did." "Miss Harper, that's incredibly rare. Most people want to settle. They want to move past it. Are you sure?" "I spent 32 years being sure about them. Now I'm sure about this." The attorney sighs, but there's something like admiration in his voice.
All right, we go to court. But before they make it to court, something breaks, something Emily didn't anticipate, something that makes everything even more beautiful in its poetic justice. Her Aunt Linda, the one who got jewelry at Christmas, calls her. Emily almost doesn't answer, but something makes her pick up. Emily, I need to talk to you. I need to tell you something about that Christmas dinner. I really don't want to, but they asked all of us to chip in for those gifts, for everyone except you. Emily's breath catches. What? Your mother called everyone in the family in November. She said you'd been asking about the money too much, that you were making your father feel bad, that the family needed to show a united front, that we all needed to show you that family doesn't work like a business. She asked us each to contribute to a gift fund for everyone except you, to teach you a lesson. Emily's hand grips the phone so hard it hurts. Who agreed to this? Everyone. Linda's voice cracks. Everyone except me. I said it was cruel. I said you deserved better. Your mother told me if I didn't participate, I wouldn't be welcome at Christmas dinner. So I didn't participate, but I came to dinner anyway, and I watched what they did to you. And I can't live with it, Emily. I can't. That's why I'm calling. I'll testify for you. In court, I'll tell them everything. Emily's eyes fill with tears, but these tears are different. These tears are vindication. Thank you, she whispers. Thank you, Aunt Linda. When the news spreads that Linda is testifying against the family, the dominoes really start to fall. Jessica calls. She wants to testify too. She didn't know about the plan. She thought it was just an oversight. When she found out afterwards, she felt sick. She'll testify. Uncle Tom, her father's own brother, calls. He's furious. He didn't know his brother had stolen from Emily. He thought the money was a gift from Margaret's side of the family. He's cutting ties, and he's testifying. One by one, family members who were at that dinner start reaching out. Some apologize, some want to help, some are just trying to distance themselves from the disaster. And her parents? They're watching their entire world collapse. The lawsuit, the investigations, the family turning against them, the whispers at the country club, the canceled dinner invitations, the calls that don't get returned. In early February, Emily's attorney calls again. They're offering $400,000, full amount, interest, legal fees, and $100,000 extra for emotional damages. They want a non-disclosure agreement. They want you to never speak about this publicly. Emily laughs, actually laughs. Counteroffer, $500,000, no NDA, full public acknowledgement of what they did, written apology to be posted on their social media accounts, and Sarah and Michael each pay me back the money that came from my loan, every dollar. Emily, they'll never agree to. Then we go to court, and I'll spend the next 5 years making sure everyone in their world knows exactly who they are. There's silence on the other end. Then I'll make the call. 3 hours later, they accepted. All of it.
It's March now, 3 months since that Christmas dinner. Emily stands in her apartment, her bigger apartment actually, the one she just bought in a better neighborhood with the money from the settlement, and she looks at her phone. Her mother's Instagram post is up, public, for everyone to see. I want to publicly apologize to my daughter, Emily. I manipulated her trust, took advantage of her generosity, and orchestrated a cruel humiliation at Christmas dinner. I am ashamed of my actions. Emily deserves better than what I gave her. I am sorry. Her father posted something similar. Sarah and Michael transferred their portions, $100,000 from Sarah, $75,000 from Michael, with brief, terse notes. Payment in full. Emily's phone has been buzzing for weeks. Messages of support from extended family, from friends who heard what happened, from colleagues who saw the posts, even from strangers on social media who somehow found the story. But the message she's looking at right now is from her mother, sent 5 minutes ago. Please, can we talk? I want to explain. I want to fix this. You're still my daughter. Emily reads it twice, 3 times. She thinks about the Emily from 6 months ago, The one who would have said yes immediately. The one who would have forgiven anything. The one who believed family was everything. That Emily is gone. She died at a Christmas dinner surrounded by 23 people and drowning in silence. This Emily knows her worth. This Emily understands that blood doesn't grant permission for cruelty. This Emily learned the most valuable lesson of her life. Some betrayals don't get second chances. She types 3 words, "No, we can't." Then she blocks the number, puts down her phone, and walks to her window. Her new window, in her new apartment, in her new life. The one she built entirely by herself. The one nobody can take from her ever again. Outside, the city glitters in the late afternoon sun. Manhattan sprawls below her, full of possibility, full of people who will earn her trust instead of demanding it, full of family she'll choose instead of family she'll endure. Emily smiles, a real smile, the first one in months. She's free. Sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest. Sometimes standing up for yourself means losing everyone who took you for granted. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. If this story spoke to you, hit that like button and drop a comment telling me about a time you had to stand up to family. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories that'll keep you thinking long after the video ends. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just knowing your worth and never settling for less again.